family invalidation is particularly devastating. These are the people who are supposed to know and love you most, and they're telling you that your experience of your own life isn't real. The message is clear. Your truth is less important than their comfort. Do you see the pattern in all three scenarios? The woman's experience, perception, and reality are being systematically denied. And in each case, she's left questioning herself instead of questioning the people who refuse to validate her truth. Now let's talk about why narcissists use this tactic, because understanding the psychology behind it is key to protecting yourself from it. According to the Mayo Clinic, narcissistic personality disorder means having an unreasonably high sense of self-importance, a need for too much admiration, and not being able or willing to recognize other people's needs and feelings. But what does this look like in real life when it comes to validation withholding? Dr. Ramani Durvasula, who studies narcissistic abuse, explains that validation withholding does several important things for the narcissist. First, it keeps their ego intact. If they admitted that they hurt you, that would mean admitting they did something wrong. And for someone whose whole identity is built on being superior, perfect, and blameless, that's just not acceptable. It's way easier to decide that your perception is the problem. Second, it keeps you mentally off balance. When someone constantly denies your reality, you start losing confidence in what you know. You begin to question everything. Did that really happen the way I remember? Am I being too sensitive? Maybe I misunderstood. This self-doubt keeps you focused on trying to prove your reality instead of dealing with the actual problem, their crappy behavior. Third, it keeps them in control. When you're constantly having to defend your basic feelings and perceptions, you have less energy to challenge their actions, set boundaries, or leave the relationship. You become dependent on their version of reality because they've slowly undermined your trust in your own mind. And here's something really important. Narcissists often use what she calls the Darvo method: deny, attack, and reverse victim and offender. So not only do they deny your reality, they attack your credibility, and then they make themselves the victim of your unfair accusations. It's like a sick playbook, and once you see it, you can't unsee it. Now here's where things get really insidious, and this is something that took me years to understand. Narcissists don't just withhold validation. They use what sounds like supportive language that's actually designed to tear you down further. Remember our scenario from the beginning? Instead of just leaving without a word, many narcissists will add a little dig, but it's delivered in a way that sounds almost caring or supportive. They might say something like, "Well, at least you're consistent." Sounds encouraging, right? But what they're really saying is, "You always mess up," or "I'm sure tomorrow will be different for you," which sounds hopeful, but actually implies they doubt you can handle anything properly. The really twisted part is how they deliver these comments. The tone sounds supportive, the words seem encouraging, but something feels off. Your gut knows something is wrong, but you can't quite put your finger on it. This is intentional.
In Master Manipulators, discover the covert tactics narcissists devise to manipulate, deceive, and control survivor and author. Lynn blows the lid off emotional abuse that hides in plain sight. This isn't just another relationship book. This is your roadmap to recognition, validation, and empowerment. Inside, you'll discover 33 specific tactics narcissists use to gain control, complete with real examples you can spot immediately. You'll understand the cycle of abuse, learn why you feel exhausted from constantly performing, and finally have words for what you've been experiencing. Written by someone who has been exactly where you are now, this book exposes the hidden schemes in clear, organized detail so you can make the best decisions for your situation. Your experiences are valid, your feelings matter, and your path to rebuilding starts with understanding. Master Manipulators is available now wherever books are sold because knowledge is the first step to freedom.
So, why do they do this instead of offering real support? Because a narcissist will never encourage, uplift, or support their partner unless they get a direct benefit from it. Think about that for a moment. They have zero interest in making you feel better unless it somehow serves them. In fact, supporting you when you're down actually threatens them. If you feel better, stronger, more confident, that might threaten their position as the superior one in the relationship. They need you destabilized and doubting yourself because that's how they maintain control. So instead of saying, "I'm sorry you had such a rough day, how can I help?" they'll say something like, "You handle stress in your own special way," which sounds understanding, but actually means you handle it poorly. The genius of this tactic is the plausible deniability. If you confront them about the dig, they can say, "I was being supportive. You're too sensitive." And then you're left questioning whether you misunderstood, whether you're reading too much into things, whether you really are too sensitive. This is psychological warfare, and it's designed to make you doubt your own ability to interpret communication correctly. Let me give you some more examples of how this plays out. When confronted about forgetting an important